take a look at the bracket. This is how we've gotten to this point. Number 5, Arkansas, the win earlier against South Florida. They took the first spot in the final tomorrow. The first elimination game, it was Washington the win over Fordham to now face South Florida. Hi, everybody. So glad you could be with us. Crystal Blanc alongside the All-American and National Champion Florida, Alicia Ocasio. And Alicia, the win earlier for this Washington team allows them to play on. These two just met last night. A lot of emotions, though, to determine who's going to that final.
Yeah, both of these teams in the losers bracket. Today, there's a lot at stake. They're going to have to go into this game playing like they have nothing to lose. They have their backs up against the wall. But today, with both sides of the ball, we've seen two completely different teams. So who's going to draw blood first and who's going to come out on top?
Now, these teams just met last night, and it was USF. It was really tied 1-1 almost the majority of the way. And then finally, big hits in the 7th for the Bulls.
Yes, Galligani just sends one up the middle, getting an RBI. And then after her, it was Wilkes, who also gets another RBI. USF comes out on top. The score was 3-1. A lot of energy for the Bulls last night, and Washington was just a little bit quiet, but today was a different story.
You see the recap of that one. You said, they were able to come out. Washington got that first score, but then that was about it. And then the Bulls put it on late in that one to get the win and to force Washington. But what a different team for the Huskies from today compared to last night.
Wow, yesterday, a completely different ball game. Today, between Ramuno and Reimer, they had 10 strikeouts, only giving up 1 earned runs, and their hitting just took a turn for the better. 5 runs, 11 hits. Can they carry that momentum going on into this game?
Oh, should be a good one. It is win or go home, the final elimination game of the day here in Fayetteville. It's USF and the Washington Huskies. We've got the starting lineups for you and the first pitch coming up next. Been a picture-perfect day here at Bogle Park as you see the head coach of the Washington Huskies, Heather Tarr, 21st straight NCAA tournament appearance, and her team stays alive, hoping to move their way into the final as we take a look at the Washington starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One. Top of the lineup, struggled last night, but they really got things going here today in their earlier game.
Yeah, well, you take a look at these numbers last night versus USF, 1 for 9, striking out 3 times, but today 6 for 12, hitting 500 this past game to send them into this elimination round. Like I said, a turn for the better.
We talked about the youth of this Washington team. Well, they are growing up quickly here in this postseason. And their experience that they gained throughout, had an incredible start in the Big Ten. In the circle for the Bulls. First time we've seen her. This is Carly Ernst, the sophomore, getting the start for USF.
And Carly Ernst hasn't had an inning since May 1st, so it's been about 2 weeks since she's been in a game. It has 82 innings pitched. About 2.5 ERA. Looking to come in here and just give a different look. Dan Long started last game against Arkansas, but also started the game prior against USF the first time. Speaking of a different look, low 60s, a full arsenal. So it has a ton of different pitches, but works mostly east to west.
Transfer this past year, one of 2 transfers for USF. She came in from Hofstra. She's got 55 strikeouts on the year. She had 82 for Hofstra a season ago.
So she was fairly close to Fordham.
Yeah.
Hofstra out there in Hempstead, New York.
Yep, sure was.
Close to the Bronx.
Full count to the leadoff, Casey Burdick. And finds an opening, up and over. Wilkes at short, and that's the start you want from your leadoff. And she's trying to get the dugout fired up. It's a quick turn for them. They just had a game, whereas USF's had a little bit more of a break.
Burdick doesn't need to do too much. You see she starts with that split grip to have good control of that top hand and does just that, sending this ball into shallow left center. Great start to the game.
Had a couple of hits in the win against Fordham. Had a double in that one.
That's one of the players that just was really hot last game. Casey Burdick, the leadoff, went 0 for 4 against USF the last time, but earlier today went 3 for 4. So today she's 4 for 5. I'd say she's hot right about now.
That's exactly what Washington has needed. That one off the mark, 2-0 count to Giselle Alvarez. Alvarez, another one, just 1 for 2 last night against USF, as Ken Erickson already going to come out to the circle, make sure the team's focused and ready to go in the right direction. Pros and cons to having just had a game, I would think, with Washington. You think maybe fatigue, but at the same time, you're kind of loose, you're ready to go, whereas the Bulls have been sitting around for a little bit.
I think at this point of the season, yeah, you might be fatigued, but you can't think about things like that.
Yeah.
You got to just go up there and barrel the ball, got to compete, take it one pitch at a time, because everybody at this point of the season is fatigued. Everybody has gone through, 4 or 5 months of just relentless softball each and every day. And just Giselle Alvarez is one of those players that has been consistent throughout, regardless of all the fatigue.
Yeah.
1 for 4 this past game, but what's really taken her game up a notch is the change in her stance. Last year, she was in her legs just a little bit more. This year, she's standing a little bit more upright, but take a look at last year's heat map on the left. Doesn't necessarily reach as many pitches as she has this year, going from 286 to 372. Worked really hard on that stance and in her swing. Now able to swing and hit more pitches with conviction. You see a lot more red on the heat map on the right side this year.
2 on and no outs. Huskies, solid start already. And Long warming up in the bullpen for USF. She got the win yesterday. Tried to start today and was struggling. As there's a swing and the miss for Alexis DeBoer. There is Ann Long.
I think sometimes too, when you got one pitcher that you're riding for most of the year, it's easy for a team to go, okay, we're probably going to face her. Let me just scout her a ton and, pick up on her tendencies, what she throws. And that's exactly what Arkansas did earlier today, despite her great outing last night.
Yeah, she pitched 19 pitches, just a third of an inning against the Razorbacks, and then USF made some changes. Alexis DeBoer, sophomore from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Impressive, 2-time first team All Big Ten member in just her sophomore year. She was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year last year. You see her numbers.
Another player that has gotten hot today, going 2 for 4, but no hits on the day yesterday.
A couple of RBIs. She was huge. Yeah, what a comeback for her after the loss. And there was her dad, Caitlin, the now head coach for Alabama and their football team. Came in great condition this year. Coach Tarr was so impressed with her as she sends this one the opposite direction. Fulton in right, the runner. Gonna make her way to third. Both runners advancing. Burdick on third and Alvarez to second, so nice job tagging up. The sac fly for DeBoer, effective.
Yeah, productive out. I think Fulton, a really good arm, but just off the mark. I think she would have had a great opportunity to throw her out if the throw was more on line.
Full sun out in right field. It's been a beautiful day, but the sun really hitting the right side right now.
Yeah, a lot of the time when you got that sun in your face, you want to have a visor on. I mean, some of these outfielders do have sunglasses on, but got to put her hand on her face because of the lack of that visor. Got to make a call down to the dugout.
Yeah,
tell Coach to give her a visor. I feel like sometimes that may hurt you because she's got a hand on her forehead now, but what's going to happen when you have to make a play?
Yes. Able
Right
to get
in
it
the
done this
sun.
last time, but nonetheless. Jaden Glad making contact. Stays alive here with 2 on and 1 away. Junior catcher. And you can see a beautiful shot of this park, Bogle Park. A little bit of shade and shadows in left field. Full sun in right.
Yeah, sometimes as a defender and even as a batter, because you take a look at the infield and the pitcher's circle is in the sun, but the batter's box is shaded. So sometimes when you're trying to pick up on the ball, it can get a little bit difficult when it goes from sunny to shade.
That's a big pitch right there. The first strikeout of the game for Carly Ernst. And out number 2 to Washington.
That's a big way to shut her down after getting 2 runners on. A nice curveball in the outer half. Team's fired up.
Brings up Ava Carroll. Junior from Canby, Oregon. She did pretty well last night against USF. 2 for 3 for her. It's not enough to go along with her. Pitching the outside for strike 2. Makes some contact on that one.
I like it. Trying to get up in her wheelhouse. 0-2 and just trying to attack. That one had a little bit of tail going upward. Rise ball. Carroll tried to handle it.
Ava Carroll made her way to Washington from the junior college ranks. Transferred from Mount Hood. She was a junior college All-American. Outside, ball 1.
Ernst in the circle. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks since we've seen her on the mound, but got the dub against North Texas with 6 innings, only giving up 5 hits, 1 earned run. Coach Erickson said he loved that appearance from her.
And again, fouls it away. Burdick on third and Alvarez on second.
That appearance against North Texas played a part in his decision-making today.
And gets her and gets out of that jam. She's rested and ready, apparently. Carly Ernst gets out of that one.
And Ernst is fired up, gets out of the jam, sends her team back in the dugout.
Bottom of the first here in Fayetteville, there is the head coach, Ken Erickson, in his 29th season running things for the USF Bulls. An incredible 1,213 wins for him and postseason play. Something they are used to on a regular basis. The 19th time making their way to this NCAA regional round. Been a while though since they've been able to go past and make it to the Super Regionals. Been since 2012, also the year they went to the Women's College World Series. And as we take a look at the USF starting lineup, brought to you by Capital One and Kathy Garcia Soto. Can't say enough amazing things about what she's been doing.
She is a firecracker for this South Florida lineup. 3-time American Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, she can defend, but yesterday went 3 for 3 with a double. I mean, she's just the emotional catalyst for the USF Bulls.
No doubt about it. She struggled a bit earlier in their game against Arkansas. Was not able to get on, but that was not the case last night against these Huskies. There's Morgan Reimer, the sophomore righty in the circle. Saw just a little bit of her, a little warm up in the win against Fordham earlier. And a hard shot. It's the kind of start you need. Olivia Elliott with the base hit.
Yeah, Reimer just rolling into this game. She had 3 innings pitched last game and also pitched in their loss against USF. Throws in the mid-60s. High vertical separation with that rise ball and 2,000 RPMs, but she also has a drop and sprinkles in that changeup here and there, as you just saw.
Garcia Soto showing bunt. Everybody coming in for the Huskies to cover.
That's one thing USF is going to do, is play textbook softball.
Strike one to Garcia Soto. Yeah, that's definitely the system for Ken Erickson. You know, he's got a very versatile group. He can mix and match, change what they see, but he gives them a lot of freedom and a lot of creativity as well. Hard shot. Acevedo gets the force at second for the first out.
And speaking of mixing and matching, Kathy Garcia Soto, just saw her slap on the left side, but earlier today she was on the right side for Arkansas. It really just depends on the matchup, the pitchers, and how she's feeling. But did go 3 for 3 off of Reimer from the left side last night.
Switch hitter. There's Garcia Soto, and that brings up Galligani. Alexa, the senior. White Plains, New York.
Galligani is one of those players that has only gotten better throughout the course of her career. Today went 1 for 3 against Arkansas, but came into this weekend hitting .326. Now hitting .330, but her freshman year she was hitting .204. Credits that to some of the mechanical changes, hard work in the offseason, but ultimately just the confidence that she's built through and through. I think that's half the battle too. When you play at an elite level, yeah, you can physically do it, but are you confident enough to be able to deal with the highs and the lows and all the things that the game demands?
The mental side of the game, so important. Yeah, she talked about working on the mindset of believing in it and what she needed to do. Hard shot. Acevedo bobbles it, and enough on it to enable Garcia Soto to make her way to second.
Galligani chops this one right into the ground. Acevedo cannot handle it. I think she maybe was looking at second base a little bit too soon, took her eyes off of it. But that's one thing that South Florida is going to do, is put barrel on ball. Didn't have a ton of strikeouts against Reimer. Well, 6, I mean, but either way, they put their barrel on the ball and made things happen, and that's exactly why they came out on top and had a rally in that 7th inning.
They give the error to Acevedo, the freshman. She and Teasley at second, very young. Up the middle for the Huskies.
Huskies have made a few errors these past few games. Nothing that's been extremely detrimental thus far.
Yeah, you get to this point and other teams with experience will take advantage. I saw that last night. Alex Wilkes now with 2 on and 1 away, and that one, a good one from Reimer. The 0-2 count.
I said it in the open, this is the time where you got to be able to determine if you really want it. Because whoever loses this game is getting sent home, getting on a flight, going back to either Florida or Washington. So take your pick. It's got to be that mentality of who's going to eat, me or you.
And gets her to swing on that one. And a strikeout for Reimer. And out number 2.
That drop ball is just so dirty. Falls right off the table, and she throws it with velo.
Here's Karis Pierce with 2 on and 2 out.
And I'm almost 50-50 with the decision to start Reimer because South Florida saw her so much last time. They saw her about 3-4 times throughout the course of the game. So they made adjustments against her late in the game. But again, Washington turned a new leaf earlier in the day. Reimer rolling from the last game. Gotta ride your ace. What Coach E said earlier, that's what made his decision in starting Long in that last loss against Arkansas.
And these are the numbers that she had against South Florida on Friday's game. And 3-0 count now, 3-1. That one right across to Karis Pierce, sophomore DP. And a big swing there, and now a full count.
Put a little juice on that one, too. You heard the pop from up here in the booth. But that's what makes Reimer so good. We already saw it with the strikeout on the drop ball, but she has such late break, high spin rate with that rise ball as well.
Some contact on that one.
Runners on first and second. A hit might score too because they're going on the pitch.
And you don't want to leave them if you're the Bulls. Crucial to get out and get going early. And she'll take the walk. And now the bases are loaded with 2 down.
I like it though. I like the competitive energy from Reimer in the circle. She ran that count up 3-0. Came back 3-2 and ultimately walked her, but see a little bit of maturity from Reimer. Coming back and being competitive, but 2 outs, bases loaded. Gotta really compete here.
Tania Brooks to the plate. The bases loaded. This is the first bases loaded situation for USF in the regionals this weekend. Swing and a miss for Brooks. And for 2 earlier in the game against Arkansas. And another big swing.
Brooks right now 2 hacks on 2 drop balls. I'm probably going to throw another one, but if I'm Brooks, I got to be able to make an adjustment. She's swinging right on top. Got to be able to drop that knee or at least drop that barrel head to be able to reach that pitch.
Yeah, almost identical swings. This time chops it right to Reimer and able to get out of that jam. So the Bulls leaving 3 on. Another chance for the Huskies when we return.
Danielle Laurie trying to close the door. The 2009 National Championship goes to the Dogs. And Heather Tarr, the former player, helps bring home their first championship.
Danielle Laurie, the winning pitcher for Heather Tarr and the Huskies back in 2009. 32 straight appearances, tied with Oklahoma. They have been there every single time. And so impressive. 3-time runner-up and 15 times to the Women's College World Series. 15 also to the Super Regionals, missing out last year, knocked off in the Lubbock Regional. She's been kind of rebuilding, regrouping with the new conference, moving into the Big Ten, and now this youth movement that she's got with this talented young Huskies team.
Yeah, last year lost to Mississippi State 2 separate occasions
Yeah.
in the Lubbock Regional, and before that for 2 years didn't make it out of regionals. But to your point with the conference switch, I think a lot more travel, obviously.
No doubt about it.
Being in the Northwest, they had to travel regardless, but just I think that also plays a part in a lot of the recovery. Maybe a lot of the things that they don't even speak about.
Well, and when we say young roster, we mean it. And obviously they've grown. It's been a long season, but when you really look at this roster, only 1 senior, 7 juniors, so 8 upper class to go with 17 freshmen and sophomores. Talk about learning as you fly and travel, but there's a big strikeout there and much needed. I've been impressed so far with Ernst, as that was Allie Hetzel at the plate. Second strikeout of the game for Ernst.
Ernst has looked really comfortable on the mound.
Melody Acevedo, freshman shortstop, missed a couple weeks to start the season, broken finger. We're glad to get her back, so I had to make some adjustments without her.
I've asked a lot of Acevedo since she's came on campus, took a huge role in the infield, asked to handle a lot of responsibility immediately as the leader on the field and playing shortstop. And that's, I think, another bullet point under what you said about this being a really young team and then having to learn on the fly, just being handed a ton of responsibility, and being a leader on this team, trying to manage it all.
Yeah, coming into this regional, Coach Tar said, our focus was elevator spirit, take it 1 pitch at a time. It's a new season. And back-to-back strikeouts, though, for Carly Ernst.
A new
looks
season.
for the Huskies. They have not seen this so far.
They have in a new season, and another strikeout for Ernst. That curveball just sweeps across to her glove side. Acevedo can't handle. I like the angst right now from Ernst in the circle. I think at this point in time, you just have to have that mindset of, by any means, got to be stubborn, just got to get it done, even if it's an ugly win.
And she looks ready to go. Here's Marley Teasley, another freshman. This freshman from Weatherford, Oklahoma. Teasley 0 for 2 and a strikeout last night against the Bulls. Again, different pitcher they're facing in this one. It's our first look at Carly Ernst for this regional. So far, so good.
Yeah, 2 weeks without an appearance, but you can imagine she's still taking her reps in the bullpen and simulating live games.
And how about that? 3 up and 3 strikeouts in a row. Big time pitching for Ernst. We'll see if the Bulls can get the bats going when we come back.
2-2. Long gets a strikeout, and that's back-to-back championships for the South Florida Bulls, punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament.
Champions in their tournament. They also took the regular season this year after finishing second last year for Ken Erickson. As you see those numbers, the back-to-back champs, top 15 in Division I in multiple categories. And how about Ann Long being named the American Conference Pitcher of the Year? She's been so steady for them in the circle.
She has. Ann Long, along with the defense, just put the team on their backs. And when you add their offense in the mix, hard to beat.
See if they can get the bats going to go with it. Here's Jamia Nelson, junior out of Pennsylvania. Starter at first. Saw her dad, Jameer, last night. He's somewhere in the stands. The longtime point guard in the NBA, 14 seasons he played. That's where she gets the good hands.
Right. Swings it too.
Takes that 2-0 count, lets that one go, and it's a strike. Catch in the corner from Reimer. Hard shot off the glove of Reimer. And almost making the play was Acevedo, but Nelson able to get there safely. It's a hard shot back at Reimer.
And one thing she's going to do is hit the ball hard. I said it right before at bat. Drives it right back to its maker off her glove, and she legs it out to first base.
They give her the base hit. And it's a good start for the Bulls as a pinch runner is going to come in for her.
Rightfully so. I mean, she's gotten a hit in every game this weekend, and you see the energy she brings too.
Grace Chen, number 2, the pinch runner on first. And Nelson getting some love in the dugout. With that lead off single. Strout shows bunt. Fouls it back.
Last inning, Reimer loaded the bases on account of an error as well, but USF looking like they're using some of that momentum into this second inning. Quite comfortable in the box as they looked last night, despite the score only being 3-1.
Strout again. That one fell back as well. The 0-2 count. Kylie Strout. She's had a tough outing this entire regional. Struggled last night against these Huskies, and then 0 for 2 earlier against Arkansas. And finally some contact, little check swing to second. Teasley sends it over to Acevedo for out number 1. And don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA Softball Regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on the 7 Innings live show on the ESPN app. You can see every game and every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series only on ESPN networks. There have been some upsets today. There's been a lot happening in this day 2 of regional action.
How about Texas Tech scoring 8 runs, coming back and winning the game?
It's so possible this time of year. I can't wait to take a look at all of the scores across the board and watch some of these later games tonight as well. Really been a fun start so far.
Man, we got to cross our fingers. Hopefully no game keeps us up the way that Cal Baptist and UCLA kept us up last night.
It was a fun one, though, to see.
It was a nail biter for sure.
Torrin Fulton in the 9-hole. Freshman.
But I think that just goes to show how capable any team is at coming out on top and making things happen. I think any team has the opportunity to string things together, take advantage of these big moments.
Yeah, they certainly can. And we've seen it across the board. 3-1 count to Torrin Fulton, freshman out of Pennsylvania, coming in. What a solid first season she's had for the Bulls. And she gets hit and will make her way to first. Strout over to second. And Brad Kilpatrick's going to come out to the circle, have a chat with Reimer.
And catches her on the rib cage, it looks like. It's always tough to get hit in spots like that, so delicate.
They're going to make a change, the Huskies will, in the circle. Sophia Ramuno, we saw her earlier today. The senior pitcher, the lone senior for the Huskies, going to get a chance to try to get her team out of this. Bottom of the second, 2 on and 1 out, and a pitching change for the Huskies as the senior Sophia Ramuno comes on. Saw a little bit of her earlier today in their first game.
Yeah, Ramuno's had appearances in both games.
And losing that one, Glab wasn't able to hang on, and so the runners advance.
Multiple runners in scoring position. That one just got away. Maybe missed the spot a little bit, but in game 1, came in for that last out. And earlier today, got the win against Fordham with 4 innings pitched.
Pass ball. Elliott gets under this, sends it out to Burdick, and the tag at third, and it is USF on the board first. A sac fly from Elliott pays off. Strutt across the plate.
Elliott's just so steady at the top of the order and has been her whole career. It's only gotten better. Talked about that major jump that she has, but coming in a big moment right now. But how big was that pass ball by Washington to be able to put runners in scoring position? Wouldn't have been a sac fly if pass ball didn't happen. Free pass. This one, it's got hurt. Got nothing but bone. Lower half of the leg. Fouls this one off. Oh, it's her knee. It's not even her shin.
Right off of her. And earlier it was actually Grace Ron who crossed the plate. She was in to pinch run for Strutt. So first on the board, thanks to some solid base running by the Bulls. Here's Garcia Soto. That one just outside. A 3-1 count. With Fulton on second.
Really good hold by Kathy on that changeup. Ramona wanted her to go and take a bite of that changeup down in the zone. Kathy showing good discipline.
She certainly did. Two down and 2 on. CUSF, they like this situation sometimes. I feel like their best bats have been when they've been a little under pressure with the 2 outs.
You know what? I said it before. I think some teams play better under pressure. And I also said this, you know, USF is considered a mid-major with maybe nothing to lose if you think about it, but everything to prove. And I feel like programs like that tend to play with a chip on their shoulder.
They're bringing it. Coach Ken Erickson can't say enough things about this team, so they just have that 21 outs mindset. Just keep playing until you're done. Keep playing your game.
One pitch at a time. That's how it should be when you play this game. Can't think about the future. Can't think about the past. Short-term memory and execute when needed.
The Bulls have already had 6 batters reach base in this one. They only had 5 total the entire game against Arkansas earlier, so already a much better start for them.
Right, and I said it, right? Short-term memory.
Yeah.
Gotta be Dory for a second.
That's right.
Gotta leave the past where it's at and continue to find ways to push forward in this loser's bracket. But the challenge will be whoever wins this ball game is going to have to beat Arkansas, the number 5 seed tomorrow, Not one time, but twice.
If you want to keep playing, yep. Not going to be easy. They're already camping out. They're ready. The fans
Listen.
are already finding spots.
I might bring my lawn chair up here.
They open the gates and they come running, and I love it. They have been bringing it, and now heady defensive play, and there's a collision there, and we'll see. Yep, they're going to call her out. I kind of thought that was going to be the call against Fulton, as she was coming around, and the collision knocking the ball out on the tag. But our umpires are going to come together, talk about it. And Ken Erickson wanting a definitive explanation on this. I don't blame him on this one.
Just got to get to the bottom of it. I think maybe a few things he had questions about. We'll get another look at it.
So they're challenging it. This call on third. Let's see if we can.
Fulton takes a large lead, and then Glab recognizes, throws it behind her to pick her off.
This is an umpire-initiated challenge for malicious contact. This play is under review.
So challenging malicious contact. Kind of dipped maybe the shoulder there into
Maybe a little bit.
But I think
But
Coach
even
Erickson,
before that, she's blocking the base pass.
yes, that is what Coach Erickson, that was his message. As Fulton was trying to find room to make her way to the bag. This will be interesting to see what the decision is.
You know what? I see where the umpire is getting that from, because of how she dips her shoulder and
Yes.
how she, puts her arms together, but at the same time, she has nothing else to do to try to get to third base. Alvarez is so close to her and in front of third base. I think it would be even hard for her to try to get around her at that point, but I guess
Our umpires, Chad Spittler, Perry Owens, Susan Eads, Sean Schumacher. So they did not actually challenge this, Coach did not. This is actual umpire review. And now Heather Tarr getting an explanation. We'll try to get it all cleared up for you. This is one of those games also, it's so close. Every single hit,
everything
mistake,
matters.
it's that tight that it is crucial. And one little thing could make the difference in a game like this. Winner moves on to the regional final tomorrow. It's win or go home. We'll take a couple more looks. Ken Erickson going to remain out on 30. Yeah, no doubt Fulton initiated some contact there.
Absolutely.
But I think realizing she really didn't have a clear path to the base either. However, Alvarez there with the ball ahead of time, so we'll see what they.
I think before she had the ball, there wasn't necessarily a clear path. Look at.
Yeah, I think that'll be probably the distinguishing circumstance.
Yeah, if a defender without the, and I'm reading from the rule book, if a defender without the ball blocks the leading edge of a base or plate and alters the runner's path, that can be ruled obstruction. I think when you talk about the malicious contact, that just adds another layer to what they're looking at in Pittsburgh right now.
Gonna bring both coaches together. And Coach Erickson not happy about it. fighting for his team, and incredibly frustrated, and he will make his way off the field.
After further review, the call on the field has been confirmed. There was malicious contact with player number 28. They are ejected from the game. This is the third out.
As you heard, and you can tell emotions from Fulton. They call a malicious contact on her. She is ejected. Oh, so tough. Coach Erickson trying to state his case. We talked about the emotions, right? The emotions, and they are high, and it's understandable. And some emotions there from Torrin Fulton as well. We'll take the timeout. More from Fayetteville. Back in Fayetteville, top of the third, Washington will step up to bat as Coach Ken Erickson ejected from this one after a controversial call prior, so got things settled at this point. Taking the place for Fulton in right is Olivia Elliott. And it's Sam Walls in left field. First look at her, junior.
Plays like that, I think sometimes can almost rile you up a little bit, especially if you're a Husky. The call on the field is malicious contact.
Yeah.
You're not happy about that if you're in a purple uniform.
No doubt. Carly Ernst in the circle as Fulton remains in the dugout. She was called for the contact.
I like that. Ernst's not afraid to go inside on Mazzola, who's crowding the plate and even steps over across into the chalk. You see the front line messed up because of where she's stepping.
This is our first look, and the shot from Mazzola right to Garcia Soto. But our first look at Carly Ernst in the circle, and so far I've been very impressed with her. Good D, and one out. Thanks to Garcia Soto. And now the top of the lineup again for the Huskies. After already getting one look at Carly Ernst. Casey Burdick. Singled in her last at bat. Freshman from Pleasanton, California. She's moved around a bit from the 9-hole to the leadoff spot. And a big cut on that one for strike two.
She just looks really confident on the mound right now. Ernst with already 5 strikeouts here. Only 2 1/3 innings pitched. So she's mowing them down, to say the least.
Oh, gets her looking on that one, and some emotion from Ernst. Strikeout number 5 for Carly Ernst. to go back to last inning for just a moment. There was a lot happening as a check swing, and it was Glab behind the plate. And the rundown by the Huskies defense, but this collision by Fulton coming in for USF. And they called the malicious contact. Coach Erickson got heated. He was ejected. Fulton now not on the defensive side. They've put Olivia Elliott in right field. And 2 away for the Huskies. Giselle Alvarez steps up to the plate. And there's Torrin Fulton. Ejected, but still in the dugout.
Sure, she's a nice girl, but I think the intent doesn't take away from the actual action.
Absolutely.
When you look at things like that.
2-1 the count to Giselle Alvarez. Took a walk in her first at bat. Crucial game to keep the season going in this one. A lot of emotions that we've talked about.
A ton of them, but you know, when you look at Ernst and the emotion that she's showing, she is ice cold right now. 6 strikeouts in 2 innings. Ernst has had 6 strikeouts in 2 innings, and Long last night had 5 strikeouts in 7 innings against Washington. So she's working fast.
She is, but with 2 out, Alvarez able to get one, make her way to first. The Huskies could get a rally going. Here's DeBoer. The sac fly in her first at bat. Big swing there. Hard shot. The diving save at third. Brooks, big D, and they get her out. And the Huskies leave one on. Huge play at third.
Brooks flashing the lever, or the leather rather, at third base, showing off her skills. USF, bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third here in Fayetteville. It's a 1-0 lead for USF over Washington in this final elimination game to determine who's moving on tomorrow. We're joined now by the acting head coach. This is Coach Carla Claudio Rivera. And Coach, I know a lot of emotion. These games matter. We've talked about emotions so much. How do you kind of settle the team down after just a little bit of controversy there that last inning?
Yeah, I think the past month has been kind of like this for us. So I think these girls are used to this. We played UAB about 3 weeks ago. We were down, I don't even know how many runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. We came back. Coach Ken got tossed. So this is our first time, being in this position, and they want this. They want this, and we're going to get through this.
Well, we saw last night that they wanted this, and you guys had a loss today against Arkansas, but what were the conversations in between games to come out today and get the win in the elimination game?
Again, I mean, like I said, we've been in this position before, and losing, games like that, a game that we pretty much just lost in the first inning, those losses just make us a better team, and they know how to stick together. They know exactly how to do this together, and that's what they're going to do right now.
Boy, they certainly have. Thanks so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Giving us a good one here, and this is a veteran team for the most part, this USF team, and they will handle this situation. They've been here before. A lot of circumstances. It's a long season. You face a lot of different challenges as you go along, I'm sure, Alicia.
You do, and you learn as you go, but this team plays with a ton of emotion. As Carla said, they've been in situations like this, with being down and then all the emotions running high, and can feel a little bit elevated here in this elimination regional game.
Sure can. Carla taking over. She played at USF. She's part of the Puerto Rican national team. You've known her for a long time. You're part of that
My captain
program as well. That's right.
Yeah, great human. The captain of our Puerto Rican national team. Started off at a JUCO in Gainesville, Florida, actually, Santa Fe.
And just continued to build her career, and look at her now.
Now helping out this South Florida squad, a huge impact on the team, helps out the bullpen.
Ramuno taking over in the circle. This is Alexa Galligani. The 1-2 count. Trying to get the bats going. And lead things off in this third. Two for 4 last night against the Huskies. And Ramuno missing the mark. Sophia Ramuno, the only senior. And it's hit right back to her, off her leg and out into right field. But Zola that will hold Galligani. And we're talking about the emotions. This is what happened at the bottom of the second. We'll run down, and Huskies trying to pick off Fulton. Coach Erickson did not agree with the outcome. He was ejected, so was Fulton. Fulton, though, as a player, does get to stay in the dugout. Coach does not. And so they're making sure now Ramuno is okay.
Yeah, I think they're a little desensitized.
Yep,
He talked
okay.
about
They've
him
seen
getting,
it happen before.
Yeah, they talked about him, getting tossed. I think too, when you got a coach that's passionate about the game and passionate about his players, they're gonna fight. I mean, we see it pretty consistently. Coaches getting tossed, just fighting for their players.
Ramuno okay, that one off the leg, but good to see her staying out there.
Galligani with that hit, she's just so mature in how she handles the game. Took a deep breath before that pitch. It was a 3-2 count, and she just stayed composed, saw the ball, saw it big, stayed inside of it, and drove it right back up the middle. We've seen a lot of that. A lot of line drives through the middle of the field.
Certainly have. This is Alex Wilkson, the big swing and a miss for strike 2. The junior from Tampa, Florida, one of 3 sisters on this USF team. I'd like to see her get going. She came into this regional leading the team with her bat. And gets that one off the end. The dribbler, and at the last second, able to get the force at second. That was Galligani trying to slide in, and so good to get the force. Big D from Acevedo.
Man, that is just a bang play. Acevedo makes a quick snag and sends it over to second. Real time, it almost looked like Galligani got her foot in there. I'm surprised that South Florida didn't challenge that play.
That one hit off the end of the bat and just didn't have a lot of speed on it. Wasn't sure Acevedo was going to get there, but she finally did. With one away, here's Karis Pierce. Walked in the first at bat. She faced Morgan Reimer, who got the start in this one for the Huskies. They made the pitching change last inning. 2-1 the count with one down. Alex Wilkes on first. Huskies have liked the combo of having Reimer and Ramuno working together through games.
That's their 1-2 punch. Those are the two pitchers, almost like a two-headed monster, tossing the ball back and forth. Who's gonna start? Who's gonna relieve? So both of them, just a lot of experience, a lot of opportunity for Coach Tar to be able to mix and match based off of matchups.
Nuno continuing with the outside pitches, and now the full count to Pierce. He's been making good contact, going the opposite way. Got to straighten it out. Off speed, dribbler over. Teasley makes the play at first, but able to move Wilkes to second. And you don't miss the NWSL tomorrow night. Portland going head-to-head with Angel City. Kickoff is set for 6 Eastern. Watch it live on ESPN2. You can also stream the match on the ESPN app. NWSL revving up. What's happening right now? Softball Regionals getting started.
A lot of action, not just in the softball world,
Yes.
but all around.
All across.
Spreading, but
It's a fun time of year.
it is. The mayhem.
In this regional, we just keep looking as we've been working here today, looking at all the scores across the board. It's been fun, a fun start so far. We figured it would be, though. This entire regular season has just been incredibly competitive.
It has been. And how about Jordy Ball? 16
Oh, my goodness.
strikeouts in
Jordy,
her appearance today.
Now from
Excuse
getting
me,
married.
yes, I do apologize
You
if
knew,
you're listening.
You knew her way back.
Jordy Fromm.
Yeah.
Jordy Fromm.
16 strikeouts. Really special.
Just flows off the tongue, the B. Sorry.
You know her a little more personally, yeah. But yeah. So runner on second with 2 down, and the 0-2 count. Tania Brooks gets under this, sends it out of play.
Brooks more in, Ramona more in Brooks' wheelhouse. Her last at bat faced Reimer, who just beat her up with drop balls. She couldn't get her barrel on it. Hit it hard, find a hole, but here with the pitches more elevated, I think she can handle it a little bit better.
Swing and miss, and it's Ramuno able to get out of that one. The Bulls leaving one on. It remains 1-0 USF. Sun is starting to set. Make it a little easier on the outfield here at Bogle Park. And as you see USF out in the field now, and we talked about the sisters. There are 3 sets of sisters on this USF team. Alex Wilkes, the junior, number 11. She is one of 3. They're the Wilkes sisters. I'm guessing it's the freshman that was forced to be on the bottom of the picture of that one. But how cool is that? The DeWater sisters as well as the Galliganis, and you got a senior and you have a freshman. And it was really fun to talk with her as they all came together and did this for our crew. We appreciate the sisters getting together to take the pick. But you never know. You play together maybe through your high school play or travel ball, and then maybe you just don't even know if you'll get to play together again. But
Yeah, and even, Galligani said that. Alexa, the older sister, said, we played together for a year in high school. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to play in college, but then Coach E recruited her, and here they are now. But 3 sets of sisters. How incredible is that to be able to play with a sibling?
it's a nice pipeline also for recruiting.
It is. Coach Erickson said, I recruited one sister. I know the family. I know that they're a good family. I know their work ethic. So why not just kind of...
Why not see? Oh, full contact. Jaden Glab got every bit of that and sends it all the way out at center field. That was 220 plus for her. We are all tied up again, 1 apiece. This is having a similar feel other than the fact that it was 1-1 for the majority of the start of last night's game between these 2 teams.
You know what? I
Tied up once again.
had a little bit of deja vu
It is.
going into this. Jaden Glab just coming up big yet again. in this situation, a home run to even up the score. She did it already in day one, but sends this to deep center field. Almost had it out there, but couldn't quite get on it.
Glab, the junior, her 12th homer on the season. You said it last night. Got one against the Bulls. But it was a little flipped around as she was the first to score it, and then it was USF tying things up. Nonetheless, tied up once again. Gotta love it. Ava Carroll to the plate. And that one just foul.
I think the silver lining in that is, you know, sometimes you're going to end up giving up a tank here and there, but, you know, I think the silver lining is that there was nobody on base, as, you know, the same thing happened last night. Jaden Glab hit that solo shot.
Yeah, you're playing against incredibly good bats, incredibly good pitchers. You're going to give up some hits occasionally, some runs occasionally.
Ernst has been pretty solid, even despite that home run. Only giving up one walk today.
Really good.
6 strikeouts, how about that?
Ava Carroll, full swing, and she knew it. It's out of here. Back-to-back home runs for the Washington Huskies, and they take the lead back. And some push-ups are happening outside the dugout. A lot of emotions for these Huskies right there. Sixth homer of the season for Ava Carroll.
All I can say is, wow. I mean, we haven't seen her get a hit by hitting away this weekend. She's only slapped the ball, but a ton of emotion. Ava Carroll goes upstairs, sends this one to right center field, and off the bat, she knew Washington is now up 2-0. This one, she sends it into orbit, Krista.
Forces the team huddle in the circle for the Bulls, and Coach Claudio Rivera out to try to settle the team down. Carly Ernst just said it, she's been so good with back-to-back homers, and what a start to this inning for Washington.
To me, that pitch, you know what? It wasn't even belt high, it wasn't even middle.
Yeah.
That pitch was elevated. That pitch was at her logo. It was at the Washington logo, and she just completely turned and burned, kept her barrel even, and drove it out the park.
So you're saying really it wasn't necessarily that the pitch was off the mark, it was just incredible. Really batting, the ability to adjust.
I'm not saying that the pitch, you know,
was perfect.
Wasn't flat, I
Right,
will say,
right.
but it definitely wasn't an easy pitch to just
Yeah.
take over the park. I mean, Ava Carroll, not a ton of home runs this year, but comes up in a big moment.
It's been a while since the Bulls have given up multiple home runs. Late March, just the 6th time this year. They have been rock solid with their collective defense in the circle as well as the players in the field, but some stellar bats going for Glab and Carroll and the Huskies. Brings up Allie Hetzel, freshman. 2 for 3 last night against the Bulls.
Yeah, this pitching staff giving up 34 home runs in total. That was Ernst's 8th and 9th home run of this year. And just to kind of give you a perspective, Ann Long also has 9 home runs, but she has almost double the innings, or double the innings, more than that.
Long. And they're able to get Hetzel at first. And the first out of this inning, much needed by the Bulls.
And I love the spirit that Ernst has right now. She's continuing to communicate with their teammates. She got an out immediately after those 2 home runs. I think that's what it's about, too.
Just talking about Ann Long, as that's perfect swing from Acevedo. Hot bats continuing for Washington with just 1 down.
Yeah, I think this would be the time for me to maybe decide whether I want to switch pitchers or not. They just barreled up 3 straight. 2 were out of the park. Do not want to continue to give Washington the momentum right now. Ann Long sat them down yesterday, and she didn't have an amazing start to the game earlier versus Arkansas, but it's still their ace. And Coach E said it on interview, if I didn't put Ann in there to start, then I'm gonna get phone calls. Why not ride my ace? Win with my ace, lose with my ace. So I think we might see a pitching change sometime soon.
Well, the Huskies definitely making adjustments after seeing Ernst a couple of times. The last time Acevedo was up, she struck out. This time, able to get the base hit. Looks like Ernst is going to stay a little longer.
This is about that time. Got 2 more hitters in this lineup before you get to the 3rd time through.
Washington making a change in the batting order. Pinch hitter going to come in. This is Gabby Toney in for Teasley.
Now, pinch hitting for Washington, number 12, Gabby Toney.
Saw Toney in their game against Fordham. Got a single in her at bat in that one. Acevedo on first with some good speed.
The inning feels pretty big with those 2 home runs, but the score's still 2-1. We've seen South Florida rally it up in the later innings, and we still got a lot of time to go in this game.
Sure do. A couple of good pitches to bounce back from Ernst with the 0-2 count. Ball missing just high. Toney is sophomore. Had 1 at bat last night against the Bulls. And gets her swinging for out number 2. And the 6th strikeout of the game for Ernst.
I like it a lot, Krista. This one just climbs up the ladder. A ton of movement by Ernst. I think this one, a competitive pitch, especially when you're ahead in a pitcher's count. It's maybe the rise ball that she wanted to throw to Ava Carroll. Didn't quite get it up there.
6 strikeouts for Carly Ernst. Her career high is 8. Oh, she's hit it right now. Behind on my strikeouts. Taken away from her. She's got the 8 strikeouts now. There you go. Stellar night.
Only 3 2/3 of an inning.
Absolutely impressive.
Those strikeouts are nothing, though, if you can't get the wind.
And for a second, it was Strutt bobbling it behind the plate, and able to get back, though, was Acevedo.
And she does a good job at being a brick wall back there, ready to shoot her out at second base. Realizes that Strutt has a grip on the ball, doesn't challenge her.
3-1 count to Sophie Mazzola. We'll get a chance to catch up with Heather Tarr after this inning finishes up. Gotta be happy with what she's been seeing this inning.
feel like the park just all of a sudden got a little bit more rowdy.
Yep, these fans are getting rowdy. It's a big game, and it's a must-win to move on to the final tomorrow. Dribbler, this is Soto. And yep, he says she is out of there. So Huskies leaving one on, but a couple of home runs back-to-back for the Huskies, giving the lead.
How about Glab starting it off with a tank down to center field, but oh, Ava Carroll wants part of that and sends another one, a no-doubter out the park. Washington up 2-1.
Bottom of the fourth here at Bogle Park in Fayetteville, and it's a 2-1 lead for the Washington Huskies over the USF Bulls. And we're joined now by the head coach of the Huskies, Heather Tarr. And boy, Heather, this game had a similar feel to last night's matchup, but then finally got the bats going in the last inning. What have you kind of talked to the team about? You had a quick turnaround after having already play earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing for us. The more we can play, the better we're going to be able to just stay loose and keep playing our game. I think we've kind of like tried to search for our game for the last month, and maybe this is a little bit of a sign of where we can be and what we actually can do.
Yeah, I see the togetherness with you guys, but Ramuno and Reimer holding it down in the circle. They've been the 1-2 punch for you guys. What are you seeing from them that you really are excited about moving forward in this game?
Yeah, I think just, obviously Ramuno's on the tail end of her career. Reimer's in the middle of it. But, again, the more we get to play, the better we can be.
Well, you're giving us a good one. Thanks so much, Heather. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Her team with the 2-1 lead. And, yeah, again, continuing to grow, continuing to find silver linings throughout, all the bumps and the ups and downs this year and the growth. She's seeing it, and this might be just the right time putting it together.
Yeah, I love that. I think within a team, you got to be able to look internally and look to each other in those moments and not worry about who you're playing necessarily, but just play your own game. And, that could be very promising for Heather Tarr.
Sure could be. Nelson first up for the Bulls and gets underneath it for out number 1. And the Women's College World Series returns to Oklahoma City. Action begins Thursday, May 28th at 12 Eastern, live on ESPN. And for more information on the 2026 Women's College World Series, visit NCAA.com, the home for all NCAA championships. What a fun time that always is, and it is going to be incredible to see which teams can make their way there. Strott first up, takes the first pitch, gets under it, and it's back-to-back outs for the Huskies. I feel like USF trying to be aggressive, come up, take those first pitches, but Ramuno putting a little something on it, not making it easy.
Yeah, Stroud also just trying to look for her first hit of this series, or excuse me, not the series, this regional tournament. Hasn't necessarily gotten lucky enough to find a hole just yet, so maybe kind of switching up and trying to be aggressive in the setback.
Here's Sam Walls, the junior, stepping in for Torrin Fulton. Walls, 32nd game of the season. Some good contact there. 3 hits on the year. She's got 11 runs. Got some good speed also if she can get on. Just up alive with that one. It's 0-2 count. With 2 down. And goes the opposite direction, right out to Carroll for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down. Huskies had the bats going last time, just 6 pitches that inning. Nice job by the D. Day 2 here of the Fayetteville Regional. Our final game to decide who's going to face number 5 Arkansas tomorrow in this regional final. Arkansas were to get that one, they would host the Supers here. Did it last year as well. 6 straight years in a row they've been the host.
A really strong team.
But we've
Number
also
one RPI. Nobody wants to play them.
we've seen some upsets though, and you don't want to take anybody for granted, obviously. Especially today, we've got some ranked teams that are fighting through the elimination rounds.
Some shockers for sure, I think.
And
Stetson in Florida State.
Yes, that was
Gonna
kinda
sent the
how-
softball world into a frenzy.
And today, even more, as taking the walk. Great way to start it. Top of the lineup, and that's Burdick. ESPN is the home of MajorLeagueBaseball.com, MLB.com. Stream every out-of-market game live or on demand using the ESPN app. Blackout and other restrictions apply. For more information, go to ESPN.com/MLBTV. Huddle in the circle once again as the Huskies, a good start. Nothing like when you lead off, and they will make a change in the circle, but really impressive play from Carly Ernst, majority of this one.
I think you talk about this being the third time through for the Huskies. I think they gave Ernst an opportunity to see what she was going to do with Casey Burdick up, ended up walking her, now making that decision to go to their ace, Ann Long, who has already appeared in both of their games this weekend.
Numbers for Ernst, career high 8 strikeouts, just 2 walks, a couple of errors there.
I think she held her own. But
Yeah,
coming
I
in
do.
and-
I was really impressed from the start, and so now Long will get another chance today after the start earlier. Their first game of the day against Arkansas.
So she's somewhat fresh, only
Yeah.
having pitched
Yeah,
1 in the 3rd inning. Didn't
Yeah.
get out of that one, but gave up 4 hits, 5 earned runs.
last night though, different scenario.
It was 7 innings pitched. She held down the Huskies last night, only giving up that 1 solo shot by Jaden Glab. Takes
We see.
command of the circle is what she had last night, painting that bottom half of the zone with her drop ball, with that curve, but also with the off-speed stuff. She was dirty last night, hoping to emulate that performance and bring it into this game today.
Yeah, 5 strikeouts against the Huskies last night. Her 13th complete game on the season. Just 2 walks for her in that one. Take a look what we're going to see from her.
Ann Long is just heavy drop. She's going to pound the bottom half of the zone for a strike, and then she's going to make you chase it, but also likes to throw a changeup, tunnels really well with the drop, a good change of speed. Does like to throw that curveball in here and there. I think also that X factor is her confidence this year.
Comes in against Giselle Alvarez, and the first one across is a strike. Hard shot deflected by Brooks, and wasn't able to come up with it, but still pretty good reactions down there at third.
Man, Alvarez, I mean, we talked about just how well she handles that outer half this year, and she just pounds it right back to Brooks down in the hot corner, and she gets her glove on it, but can't handle it necessarily, stops it, which I think may be a good thing.
Brooks has made some incredible
She
plays at
has.
third all day. So you can't falter for that one. She was close to getting it, but nonetheless, nobody out
was a
with 2
shot.
on. It sure was.
I don't know who would have caught that.
I'm impressed
I don't know the
with
exit
what
velo
she
on
did
that
there.
one. Gotta have some quick reactions over there at third base.
She's got him. It's just a bore. Sends that one out to Galligani, and shallow center holds the runners. Bore frustrated, just couldn't get that one. Find an opening. So 1 away. Jaden Glab coming off the home run shot in her last at bat.
Was exactly 24 hours ago, we were sitting in these same seats calling these same teams.
She takes the first one, I think, hit it down on the handle a bit, but it works as it drops in. Up and over. And now bases loaded with one away. Huskies feeling some life.
A little handcuffed, but she clears her hips enough to be able to muscle this ball to shallow center field. Jaden Glob's just so strong. They're rallying right now. Huskies are looking pretty comfortable right now. And we talked about Rhineware a little bit earlier in the game about how South Florida has seen her a bunch from last night until today. Washington's also seen Ann Long. Had that complete game last night. Now today. So they're able to use that as information to make some adjustments today.
So Strott going out, just talking with Long for a minute as she has just come into the circle for USF. Bases loaded, and the first pitch. Oh, in the backhand, the collision as Wilkes was getting ready to make the throw. And they will call out Alvarez, and she went over just to try to make sure Wilkes was okay. We just took off running, and
I mean, I thought there was going to be some.
So
I'm glad everybody's okay.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
first and foremost.
Wilkes
But
has a
with
smile on
how
her face,
heated this
thankfully.
game has already been, I was like, I just hope
Yes.
nothing happens. But hard hit.
A hard shot and trying to come through.
It's a clear out. Alvarez or any runner cannot make contact with a fielder when they're trying to make a play or in the middle of making a play. That's automatic interference.
So 2 down and bases loaded. And if you are the Huskies, you've got to try to take advantage of this. You will be upset with yourselves if you can't. And if you are USF, you'll be thrilled to get out of this jam. They'll say she just missed on that one. The 2-0 count.
Nice piece by Ann Long. And yeah, Huskies with the bases loaded. Hoping to come out of this one with some insurance. Now, to make it tougher, running the count up to 3-0. Don't want to walk in a run. You want to make the batter earn for it. Make Hetzel work for that.
Hetzel lets that one go, and it comes across for strike one. First look for Hetzel and Ann Long since she faced her last night. And that one comes across.
Nasty. I love it. I love how she's not just throwing it over the plate. She's still trying to hit a corner and make a competitive pitch.
Full count with the bases loaded and 2 down to the freshman, Allie Hetzel. Makes some contact, goes the opposite direction, and making the play is Elliott. The Bulls able to get out of that one. And the Huskies leaving 3 on. Can they get their bats going? We'll find out when we return. As we take a look at our regional bracket earlier today, number 5 Arkansas, the win over this USF team. They await the winner of this one. One team will move on, one team will go home. It's double elimination regional. Cristobal Alicia Ocasio with you. And it's been a fun day. This one has been so close. Top of the lineup for the Bulls. The Huskies just left 3 on, bases loaded.
Both teams just throwing punches. I mean, even in the first inning, USF loaded the bases, but Reimer got out of a jam, and we just saw Ann Long be a dog and also get out of a jam. I mean, coming back from 3-0 with 2 outs, and then, I mean, that's what this postseason is about, is who's going to come up big in those moments. But now for South Florida, it's about closing that door, being able to cut the deficit and come out on top as they did last night. And for Washington, keeping that momentum, keeping that confidence as a younger group.
Proper foul for Olivia Elliott, singer from Tampa, Florida. Transferred in a couple of seasons ago from UCF. This team was on an 11-game win streak before the loss to Arkansas earlier today. They've been clicking and going in the right direction for a while now. And that's perfect swing and placement. And making the turn to making her way back. Zola got it in quickly, and that's the kind of start you need if you're leading things off.
Elliott just has such good barrel control. She does like the ball elevated. You see here she just turns and burns. Doesn't have to do too much, but clear her hips and allow her barrel to follow, driving this ball into right field. I'd be happy if I was South Florida right now, getting my leadoff on here in the bottom of the 5th.
Absolutely. Brings up Kathy Garcia Soto.
Kathy, we talked about her being a switch hitter, but last appearance versus the Huskies, she went 3 for 3, granted against Reimer, but seeing the ball really well, despite going 0 for 3 earlier today against Arkansas. I mean, Aaron was also dealing from the left side, so.
Yeah, big game last night for Garcia Soto, that win against the Washington Huskies, but as you said, she was perfect with a walk as well, had a double, but today has had a little bit tougher time. See if she can get one here. She was bumped, comes back, and slaps it the other direction, finds the gap. A last-second adjustment up at the plate, paying off, and she moves Elliott to second. I love the emotion.
And I said this before, she's the emotional catalyst for the South Florida team. She slaps this ball perfectly into the 5-6 hole. Acevedo can't get her glove on it. Love the emotion. Again, that's what this time of year is about.
I've seen her mom Eve here. She's been cheering her on this entire way. She was part of the Puerto Rican Olympic team in '96, and there she is. I mean, and she is bringing it.
She was decorated. I mean, green wig. Looks like she's got a shawl, maybe, I don't know, an apron. Either way, it has a bull on it, so.
So new pitcher for the Huskies. They are going to bring in Allie Thompson, freshman righty, in Mill Creek, Washington. Let her get warmed up. As what a start for the Bulls with 2 on and nobody out. Ramuno will take a rest. Solid performance from her in the circle. Second time seeing her today.
And the decision to go to Allie Thompson, the freshman with only 19 in a third innings on the year. But here you look at Ramuno's stat line from today, 2 in the thirds, innings pitched. Held it down for the most part, but I think the decision to just switch it up and kind of kill the momentum, give the freshman an opportunity to show what she's got here in the postseason.
So the new pitcher, Ian Thompson, and facing Alexa Galligani at the plate with 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, again, I think, and we've said this time and time again, just these coaches throwing these underclassmen, these freshmen into big moments.
You never know unless you try it, and the runners are going to make their way around as Glab lost it behind the plate.
Yeah, you gotta test the water, see what you got going on there. You either swim or you sink. Kind of mindset you gotta have. You either got it or you don't.
There's something on it, and up the middle. One comes across. They're going to try for a second, but a perfect throw and play as Glab gets the tag. But tied up once again, 2-2. It was Elliott making her way across.
Yeah, Galligani driving this ball right back up the middle. I'm surprised Kathy went, but she tested the waters that we were talking about, trying to get in there, some insurance runs, but Burdick out in center, shallow enough to make that throw look easy. A straight shot straight to Glab and a really nice tag.
One out. And right there, trying to make the turn. Big pickup from Teasley at second. They didn't have the force, though, and so it enables.
You know what? I like it. Hey, Teasley, I like it. Trying to sell it there.
It was an excellent fielding play, as we see it right here.
This ball, Teasley, or excuse me, Galligani up the middle. But Burdick was so shallow. I'm surprised that Kathy Garcia Soto ended up going to home plate. But hey, got to try any way you can with how this game is shaping up.
So the new pitching for Washington and Thompson causing some problems, and they already have a couple others warming up in the bullpen. USF fans are happy about what's happening right now.
Really spirited.
So Wilkes. Two up in the pen for Washington with runners at first and third, and they gave a base hit to Wilkes on that one.
Got a few players getting ready in case something were to shake down here in Bogle.
Karis Pierce off speed, and it caught her, they'll say. So batter getting hit on that one will load the bases with just one down. What an opportunity for USF.
Yeah, that definitely caught her in the forearm. Softball gods are on Bull's side in this very moment.
They sure are.
Imagine they're just speaking gospel into each other right now. Just they showed a lot of grit these past few innings. Those 2 home runs. Now with the freshman on the mound, just giving her some words of confidence.
It's win or go home. The winner of this one will move on to the final of this regional tomorrow to take on 5-seed Arkansas, and the other team will head home. It's waking up the bullpen, the dugout rather, of the Bulls.
Yeah, South Florida displays with a ton of energy all the time.
So a couple of pitchers continuing to warm up. Reimer, Rabine for the Huskies. Dania Brooks to the plate with bases loaded and only one down. Glab able to stay behind that one.
Glab's getting a little crossed up behind the dish right now. About maybe some jitters that the freshman might have in the circle with this her first appearance in postseason.
And chopped foul.
If I'm Thompson on the mound, I look at Brooks' last 2 at-bats and how she couldn't handle the off-speed or the drop ball lower in the zone. I'm going to try to get her to chase, especially with it being 2-2, or make her hit some hard into the ground to be able to get a double play.
Oh, and that one, the field, helping her out. Up and over. Alvarez at third, and another one comes across the lead. Back to South Florida.
And Brooks, like I said, pounding it into the ground with his ground being so hard, just goes right over the head of Alvarez at third base, and Brooks gets an RBI. And USF is on top. How about that? Got a lot of momentum on their side right now.
They have done well this season. 33-0 when they have been leading after 5 innings. And it's going to cause the Huskies to come in and have another chat in the circle. And they're going to make another pitching change, it does appear. So Thompson had a chance. We'll see who they decide to go with. They had Reimer and Rabine warming up. And it looks like it's going to be Ryan Maddox to the circle. Have not seen her yet in this regional. The redshirt sophomore. She's a lefty. This will be her 32nd game on the year.
Last game she threw against Indiana, made an appearance, and that was a little over a week ago, May 7th. Only pitched a third of an inning. It comes from the left side. Gonna try again.
Lone transfer in this year for the Huskies from Arizona. And Fordham, the loss earlier, but you know, if you love softball, you're going to stick around and you're going to watch some softball. They're enjoying a little Cotton Eye Joe.
I mean, that's just their identity and their culture. Just, you know, they have fun. They take in every moment. And look at them just doing the Cotton Eye Joe. I'm going to go down there with them, actually, take off my headset.
They're above the USF dugout and having a good time. That's what it's about.
Look at the interaction, too, with USF, hyping them up there. I love it.
Washington knocking off Fordham earlier today to get to this game here, and Fordham hanging out on the USF side. So Ryan Maddox, the redshirt sophomore, in the circle.
I have a feeling about Nelson here. She just has pieced up so many balls these past few games. No strikeouts on the weekend, just putting balls in play.
She's been really consistent. Gets some good contact, fouls that one back. Junior. On multiple times. 1 for 3 last night against the Huskies, but a new pitcher that she's yet to see in this regional. Bulls making some noise in this dugout. They are fired up. What an inning they have had. Big swing and a miss there for strike 2. I mean, their last at bat, 3 up, 3 down, and they come out this inning and had the bats ready to go. Other Tars going to several different pitchers in this one. Every bit of that, but that one is in foul territory.
Man, and I said it before and I'll say it again. She takes her hacks and she hits the ball really hard. This one just foul. Yeah, is elevated, and she puts a great swing on it. The whole ballpark held their breath for a second, Krista.
She got every bit of it. Just needs to straighten it out a bit more.
Let's see if she can.
Maddox a little high in the strike zone. The full count to Jamia Nelson with bases loaded. Gotta give her something. Oh, and got her looking. Catches the inside corner. And a tough one to take for Nelson with 2 outs now.
Maddox coming up big in this moment. Nelson wanted no part of that curveball in the inner half. Just sweeps and clips the corner for a strikeout and 2 outs for Maddox and the Huskies.
First strikeout for Maddox.
It's always tough for a righty. I mean, it's tough, I think, period, for anybody to hit a left-handed pitcher because you're seeing righties most of the time, but especially for a righty, these lefty pitchers are hiding the ball really well on that left side, especially Maddox here.
Strott jammed a bit, pops it up and able to get out of that one. But some damage done and the lead back to USF. We'll see if the Huskies have some hot bats as well when we return. Let's take a look at this game summary. It's been a crazy sort of game. Lots of different factors. We had an ejection earlier in the game. We've had back-to-back home runs. We've had multiple pitchers in and out of the circle on both sides. And 7 hits for both teams. And the lead has gone back and forth, Alicia. And the last at bat, the Bulls able to take the lead away from Washington. Bringing a couple across. And long in the circle.
I feel like we've seen it all.
We've seen a lot, that is for certain. Third game of the day. And the final one to determine who will face 5-seed Arkansas tomorrow in this regional final. And the wind has been blowing out all day, but a beautiful sunny day. But it has been a bit windy.
Different from what we experienced yesterday. We had a lightning delay in the first game. Luckily didn't throw anything off track. We got everything we needed to get in.
It moved its way through.
Saw some good softball.
It sure did. Acevedo goes the other direction. And opposite field drops it in. And that's a great start for the leadoff. Melody Acevedo. Her second single of this game. And good timing.
And Washington's done a really good job of getting their leadoff on this game. Gotten their leadoff on 4 times in these 6 innings. That's about getting them on. They did that already. Getting them over, getting them in.
Teasley shows bunt. Struck out in her last at bat. Was not facing Ann Long in the circle though. And coming in last inning. Teasley just missing on that one. Let's it go, 1-1. Marley Teasley, the freshman. There's the bunt down and reading it perfectly. Brooks, she's been spectacular, but still able to move Acevedo over to second. Brooks has been phenomenal at third.
That's just a really good read. Knowing that they're trying to get that insurance, Brooks just recognizes that she's going for the bunt and makes a swift out at first base, but Washington just playing textbook softball. Knowing how important every run is going to be, especially after last night's rally. USF coming up big in that 7th to win the game.
Acevedo on second, and it's Sophie Mazzola up for the Huskies. Hard shot up the middle and bobbled a bit. They hold Acevedo at third, though. It was a shallow shot up the middle, and I think if Gallegani hadn't bobbled it, I understand why they held her. They weren't expecting her to
She
do
took that pitch on the outer half and just hit a line shot through the middle. Pink off rip, Acevedo, knowing where the ball's hit in the arm of Gallegani. She didn't want to test the waters on that one. Did bobble it, but nonetheless still 1 out with 2 ducks on the pond.
And the runner heads to second. Zola with the stolen base.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Taking no chances, getting runners in scoring position immediately.
They certainly are. 7th stolen base of the season for Sophie Mazzola.
We've seen Ann Long get out of a few jams already. The 5th inning had a few base runners on. Had bases loaded at one point in that 1st inning as well.
So Heather Tarr coming out, top of the lineup for the Huskies. With 2 on and only 1 out. It's Casey Burdick up to bat. And she's going to put a pinch runner in at third for Acevedo. And it'll be Tia Durst, number 2. Durst, the junior. Perfect 4 for 4 this season in steals. Ball to Burdick. Walked in her last at bat.
Infield, knowing how important it is to stop runner on third base from scoring, pinched in a little bit, make that play at home.
Opposite direction, gets underneath it, and they thought about sending the runner, and it's a good thing they didn't. A pretty solid throw from Walls and left.
Been a tough one. Kind of made Strott go and get it offline a little bit.
It did start to tail.
Nonetheless, solid out. Now 2 for Ann Long and the Bulls.
Brings up Giselle Alvarez. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Huskies fans on their feet. Alvarez, a couple of singles. She's had a solid game. Walked in her first at bat. Got on the next 2. Pretty pitch from Long.
Washington, only 4 more outs to work with. As calm as you want to be, there's also a sense of urgency that you got to have to be able to get a run and at least tie the game.
An opportunity, and this one, she sends the opposite direction out over Sam Walls. 2 runners come across, and she slides into third head first. And she's fired up. The lead back to the Huskies.
And talk about a sense of urgency. Alvarez sees the first pitch she thinks she can handle and sends it out to left field. She burns Walls out there, drives it over her head. Walls was shaded inside and then bobbles the ball, allowing Alvarez to get all the way to third base. A huge, huge hit by Alvarez. And talk about the changes that she's made in her swing and in her stance, being able to handle more pitches. Well, this pitch she handled.
She sure did. They give her the double and then the error by Walls in left. She stands on third, bringing two across the plate to regain the lead. And you were just talking about this circumstance. Both of these teams have had incredible rallies with 2 outs. And lots of Huskies fans loving what they're seeing. The land long, and the Bulls respond here. It's just a bore up for Washington. She responds with a strike.
Alex DeBoer had a game against Fordham earlier today. Got 2 RBIs, went 2 for 4. Hasn't been as lucky against Ann Long and the Bulls.
And she struggled last night against Long, 0 for 3 in that one, and then had a great bounce back, as you mentioned earlier today, in their game against Fordham. But a tough one again here. This would be big. Into the dirt. Nice job by Strott behind the plate to knock that down.
Strott's another transfer from UCF. We talked about Elliott
Yeah.
after her freshman year, but in this past offseason, Kylie Strott also transferred. Went down I-4 from Orlando to Tampa.
What a great get for Coach Erickson and the Bulls. And trying not to give her much now. The full count. There's some noise being made from the dugout of the Huskies.
You gotta go at DeBoer. You've already owned her 6 times.
Yeah.
You got Jaden Glab behind her, who's already took a yard 2 separate times.
And gets her swinging. Big time play for Long to leave Alvarez on, but a huge double to bring 2 across.
Alvarez gets 2 RBIs here to put the Huskies on top. Big play, Alvarez. USF has a chance to bounce back.
Fordham still in the house, making some noise, having a good time, and why not? They've been a fun team to cover this regional.
They have been. They've been over there making a ruckus all game. I love it. I love to see the energy that they're bringing. You saw USF interacting with them in the dugout as well, just dancing up a storm over there.
A couple of runs scored for Washington. They take the lead back from the Bulls. And now in the bottom of the 6th. Sam Walls. And tagged and making the play. At first, that was DeBoer, so out number 1. Now the top of the lineup for USF to the plate. Bulls got to find some life, get the backs going. They're going to keep their season going. Lefty Ryan Maddox missing the mark there as Olivia Elliott's made her way to the plate. Singled in her last at bat and scored as well. It's every bit of this in the opposite direction and makes its way over. All tied up, a solo shot. Getting some love from the team. Bulls not giving up just yet on this. Her 4th homer of the season.
How the dancing pays off, but big time players come up in big time moments. How about Olivia Elliott with a solo shot to tie this ball game? This pitch left over the heart of the plate, but she takes it oppo taco to left center field. It's a shot off the bat. Barely makes it out, but just enough to tie this ball game.
Yeah, and Ava Carroll out there, I think she thought it was going to go off the wall because it was sort of low, so she turned around to play it, and instead it clears it.
Wow. So much good softball. Just the fight, the resilience, the punches that we've seen been thrown back and forth, and the latest one via the home run by Olivia Elliott. That's USF's first home run since April 30th, and only the 30th home run for this team.
They get it done so many other ways. Short game and using their speed.
How many home runs does Megan Grant have? What, 36, 37?
Yeah, right.
And USF
she has more than the team.
She does. Yeah. And that's okay. Listen, that's okay.
Whatever
They're
works
scrappy.
for you. Whatever
they figure
works.
out a way. I love that.
Garcia Soto gets the base hit. And the bats are alive once again for USF. With just one down. Garcia Soto.
Speaking of figuring out a way, she's aggressive in this at bat, and not a lot of juice on this ball, but places it well enough to be able to fall in no man's land.
1 on, 1 out brings up Alexa Galligani.
She's better than me. I'm keeping my elbow there. I'm getting hit. I'm getting on base. But again, Galligani, 2 of the 3 RBIs in the first night. So you really want her there to hit.
Perfect timing for the Bulls with the top of this lineup. They've been so good.
Galligani especially. Huge jump from her freshman to her senior years. Her freshman year hitting 204. This year coming into the weekend at 326 in a minor adjustment, and it's paid off. Swing was a little bit long. Went home in the offseason, shortened it up a little bit. Paired with her confidence has made her lethal in that 3 spot.
Second teamer in the American Conference. And a hard shot that's going to drop in. Garcia Soto will stay at second. The bats are definitely alive for USF.
Did it with the home run. They did it with 2 tweener hits back to back. Who do you go to? Do you go back to Ramuno, who pitched
The senior.
in the first game?
Yeah.
Or do you go to somebody who hasn't had a ton of innings just to give them a different look?
They're going to stay with Maddox. 2 on and 1 away. They're starting to warm up. Reimer as well as Rabine in the bullpen.
Not a deep staff, but have already used 4 arms. 2 of their aces included in Reimer and Ramuno.
Wilkes sends this one the opposite direction. Mazzola gets it in. What a throw! And they'll say safe into second. Impressive throw from Mazzola all the way over to third, but it enabled the runner to move, and that's Galligani and safe to second.
Man, Wilkes just lets it fly here, but Mazzola has a cannon over there. Don't count her out.
No doubt.
Kathy's just a little bit faster.
Yes. So now 2 away. The runners at second and third. Brings up Karis Pierce. Takes the freshman foul.
They're being so aggressive right now, Krista.
Yeah, they are.
I love to see it. They're just not allowing themselves to get behind an account.
Yeah, a lot of first pitches being taken.
I'm sure Coach Erickson's smiling at his phone right now, wherever he is. Seeing this team put up a fight.
Well, they don't give up. I said that about this group all season long.
Even when, you look at their schedule and how they were behind against East Carolina that series and came back and won. Coach Erickson said, if you win this game, you're going to win the conference championship. Lo and behold,
Yep.
they did, and they did it against East Carolina again in that championship game.
The loss earlier today against number 5 Arkansas, the first after winning 11 in a row. Pierce jammed a little, drops it in. The run would score and make it 2. RBI for Karis Pierce, a couple of them. Big at-bat for USF.
Man. USF is balling right now, making it count. Right here in this elimination game, Maddox gets in on the hands of Pierce, but she clears her hips. It gets in on the handle a little bit, but she's able to muscle it into shallow right field in a no man's land. And the Bulls take a chance, sending 2 down to home plate.
And Washington will come back out, potentially to make another change. Yep. Maddox will be finished. Let's see who they decide to go with.
Krista, if they don't make it out of this regional, this would be the 3rd time in 4 years that they didn't make it out of a regional. Last year losing to Mississippi State on 2 separate occasions in the Lubbock Regional.
Reimer back to the circle for the Huskies as we take a look at this Fayetteville bracket. The winner will go to the championship game of this regional tomorrow. That falls against number 5 Arkansas, 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 Central in Fayetteville. Neither of these teams is ready to give up on this season just yet. Back and forth we have gone, lead change after lead change. Naked Reimer, sophomore.
Reimer already in appearance in every single game this weekend. Got the loss in the first game. Came in relief earlier today, and today in this game already pitched an inning and a third. Came out and gave the ball to a few other pitchers, and now she's back in to hopefully close that door and get this last out of the inning. The rally caps are rally capping.
Apparently it's helping as the Bulls have been able to get 3 to come across in this one.
goodness. I love the energy that Fordham is bringing. I feel like they're bringing the energy for USF right now. They're just passing it back and forth because
Yeah,
they're
they
sitting
sure
behind the
are.
dugout.
Gotta love it. Tania Brooks using the infield. And so close with that speed, but making the play at first. The Huskies get the out, but give up 3. And this is the last chance for the Huskies. We'll see what they can do when we come back. Top of the 7th here at Bogle Park. Winner moves on to the final tomorrow. It's a must-win situation. This is what's at stake in this final elimination game of the day. And USF, new life for them, bringing 3 across their last at bat and regaining the lead. So the last chance for the Huskies. Glad to the plate though. She's been solid. A home run, singled in her last at bat. Long finds the outside. Oh, we'll see. It was, yeah, a strike. 1-1 the count. Opposite direction. Garcia Soto there for out number 1. Bulls 2 outs away from moving on to the regional final.
The thing is, too, with the defense that South Florida has, you gotta get a clean hit. You hit it to one of them, the chances of them bobbling it, making an error are very, very slim. This is one of the top defenses in the country.
Ava Carroll. Home run earlier.
No doubter off the bat.
And now an 0-2 count against her.
And long. Said she's not an outwardly confident person, but when she steps on the mound, she just is a dog. She's got ice in her veins. She doesn't let things phase her, doesn't ride the highs, doesn't ride the lows, just competes. You can see it. She has a poker face. Says her teammates give her a ton of confidence as well.
USF, tough regional last year in Tallahassee. Met up with Auburn twice in extra innings. Got a win in one of them, then lost to Florida State. Shot out. Scalligani for out number 2. And now the Bulls went out away. Getting to the final. They lost eventually to Auburn last year in Tallahassee in the regional. Trying to give themselves a chance. They'd have to win 2 tomorrow if they are able to finish this off against Arkansas. And across for strike 1. Bulls haven't been to a regional final since the 2021 season. It comes down to these last opportunities. Allie Hetzel for the Huskies. And Long wants to have a chat with Strott, making sure they're in sync. And they are not. USF on the armband. Getting that squared away. Kind of a quiet dugout for the Huskies and their fans. It's been a roller coaster ride this game. They've had the lead, they haven't had it. They've bounced back and forth. Still some hope with 1 out remaining. There's a hard shot. Oh, bobbled out in right. That is Chapman, who's come in to take right field.
I gotta eat my words a little bit. Put the error out in right field with the defensive replacement. Tries to make a diving grab here, just kind of loses sight of the ball a little bit.
Callie Chapman, the freshman. So still some hope for Washington with 1 on. Melody Acevedo up for the Huskies. Chopper right back to Ann Long, and USF, a comeback that sends them to the regional final, the first final since 2021.
Wow, that's all I have to say about this USF squad. They did take that loss early in the day, but they are such a gritty group of young ladies who play with a spark.
What a comeback, what an effort for the Washington Huskies. So much to be proud of with how they've played. We got to take a look at our Capital One rewarding performance. USF in the 6th inning. Elliott and Pierce, the home run, kicked it off.
Just back to back to back. All gas, no brakes in this inning to be able to not only tie the game, but to come out on top. Got to tip your cap to the Washington Huskies and the year that they've had coming here competing, but got some experience going into the next year with how many underclassmen that they have. Give it another run.
You're right about that. As we take a look at our bracket here, it is set for the final. Number 5 Arkansas, South Florida tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central. What a game we've had and what a day we've had. It's going to do it for us. Our final, USF 6 and Washington 4. We're going to send it now to Alyssa Long in the studio for 7 after the break. Thanks for being with us, everybody.